In today's video, we're going to break down what infinite banking is, why the wealthy use this concept, and how you, as an XRP holder, can use it to become your own bank. All right, so what is infinite banking? Infinite banking is a financial strategy where you use a whole life insurance policy to become your own bank, allowing you to borrow against the policy's cash value to fund expenses or investments while still earning interest inside the policy and growing your wealth tax-free. That really sounds too good to be true, right? Well, it's not. And the reason for that is the US allows for the mixing of insurance products and financial products. So why would the wealthy use this? Well, they built the policies. The wealthy use the infinite banking strategy because it does a lot of things. One, it provides tax advantages. It guarantees growth of the cash value of the policy over time. It allows access to liquidity without all of the restrictions that come along with traditional loans from banks, and it enables them to build wealth while maintaining liquidity and control over their money. So this strategy ensures that generational wealth passes to the next generation through the death benefit on the policies. And you might be like, okay, well, what is the death benefit? The death benefit is the amount of money paid out to the beneficiaries of a life insurance policy when the insured person passes away. And so this is a really effective way to pass these assets for these investments to the next generation tax-free without going through probate and all the other fun stuff that happens if you have a will. But how would that work if there's a loan against it, right? So like that's the whole point of this. You're able to borrow against the cash value. Well, you can use something called reinsurance. And this can be structured to cover the outstanding balance of the loan and ensure that the full death benefit passes to the beneficiaries untouched. It can be achieved by purchasing an additional insurance policy or even a rider specifically designed to cover the debt, effectively protecting the policy's assets for the intended heirs. All right, so that's cool. You know, we've figured out what infinite banking is. We know why the wealthy use it. But why does this have anything to do with XRP holders? Well, here's the two options that you could use as somebody invested in XRP to leverage the same strategy with this asset if it gets to the values that we all are hoping for. So the first one of those is you borrow against the asset itself. Maybe use a DeFi protocol, or you could work with Digital Wealth Partners inside of institutional custody there. They just got the first loan done, a 7-figure loan to one of their clients. And they provide a lot of protections around that loan that you're not going to get with a DeFi protocol. And we'll run down some of that here. So stay tuned. All right. So if you work with Digital Wealth Partners, you'd sign up as a client, go through KYC, fund the account, move your assets over. And then they have strategic partners that they work with to allow you to borrow against the assets there inside institutional custody, where they're not rehypothecated, they're not moved around, there's no chance of loss. Obviously, you still have to service the debt on the loan. They typically see somewhere between 30 and 50% LTV or loan to value. So as an example, put up $2 million, you could borrow $1 million against it. That would be 50% LTV. And you could use those funds however you wanted to, right? For more investments, personal expenses, your lifestyle, or to fund other opportunities. Maybe you want to start a business. As long as you're making the repayments on the loan over time, you're good. And you're not going to have any issues. Unless there are a few things that could happen, right? And that's because of the volatility in the market. If there was a drawdown in XRP's value, you would have to move funds in there to top up the collateral. If it became low enough, you get first right of refusal and be able to buy those assets back before they were liquidated onto the market. And those are some of the protections that Digital Wealth Partners in particular has negotiated on the terms of those loans that you're not going to get with the DeFi protocol. They're just going to liquidate you. And so, you know, you get a lot of the benefits of infinite banking doing this. You're going to get the liquidity against your XRP without having to sell it. And it's pretty fast, not a whole lot of paperwork, and you get, you know, not a whole lot of transactions.